Football League, the big stories there, and also be looking at the World Cup come 2030. A lot of issues played out in terms of climate change and the weather. 3 continents are involved in the 2030 World Cup. These and other very exciting stories, and hopefully we'll be having David a long time, and also the Nigerian Boxing Federation interim president in the person of Isaiah Amo Agege join us in the live studios to look at issues concerning boxing in Nigeria. But let's begin from the world of football, and we're talking Akwa United. In the news this morning, let's say that Ime Oko has been named the new acting technical advisor of the Nigerian Premier Football League side, Akwa United. Oko replaces Mohamed Babaganaru, who resigned from the position on Monday. Oko, formerly the team's psychologist, will be assisted by Umar Abdullahi. Akwa United chairman Elder Paul Bassi announced in a statement Akwa United currently sits 19th place on the league table with 16 points, and so hopefully that man who was their psychologist might know one or two things behind the scene that will turn the fortunes of Akwa United. All right, from Akwa United, let's move to the People's Elephants. That's where we're heading to next, as Enyimba's coach Yemi Olariwaju has is condemned to beat Sunshine Stars of Akure in the rescheduled Nigeria Premier Football League (NPFL) match day 13 fixture. The People's Elephants are winless in their last 4 league games. The Abba Giants held Egypt's Zamalek to a 2-2 draw in the CAF Confederations Cup clash last weekend. Enyimba sits in the 8th position on the NPFL table with 21 points from 13 games. They also have 3 outstanding games to play, but this is a big one. They will be facing Sunshine Stars of Akure, and they need all 3 points, and their coach Olariwaju, who took over from Finidi George, has a big Herculean task to ensure that the People's Elephants get all 3 points so that they can jump up the table from 21 points to 24 points on the league table, and probably do better for the NPFL. All right, moving from there, let's go to what played out last night across Europe. It was the UEFA Champions League cracker, and one man is always in the news for the right reasons. His name, Ademola Lookman. Yes, the Ghanaian striker for the Super Eagles and Atalanta of Italy. Alright, the big story tells us that Ademola Lookman was on target for Atlanta as they pushed Real Madrid to the limit in a thrilling 3-2 encounter in the Champions League on Tuesday night. Despite Lookman's 65-minute strike, his third in the Champions League this season, fell short against the Spanish Giants. The match got off a blistering start when Kylian Mbappe opening the scoring for Real Madrid in the 10th minute. Atlanta drew level just before the halftime through Charles de Ketelier's emphatic penalty. However, Real Madrid regained the lead in the second half through Vinicius Junior and Jude Bellingham before Lookman pulled a goal back for Atlanta. Lookman's strike was a testament of his skill and determination as he squeezed a shot inside Thibaut Courtois' right post from a tight angle. Despite Atlanta's valiant effort, they were unable to find an equalizer, and Real Madrid held on for a hard-fought victory, and that was how the Crookies crumbled 3-2 in favor of the Galacticos against Atlanta. But one man did register his name on the goal scorer chart, talking about Super Eagles striker Ademola Lookman. Alright, just to give you more updates as regards other matches in other Champions League matches. Liverpool, they say they never walk alone, continued their perfect record with a 1-0 win over Girona. Yes, it was Liverpool 1, Girona 0. Mohamed Salah, the fellow from Egypt, a cool second half penalty proved to be the decisive moment in the match. The win marked Liverpool's 150th victory in the European Cup, a milestone achieved on their 254th appearance in the competition. Alright, that's talking about Liverpool and Girona ended 1-0 in favor of Liverpool, and one man from Africa, his name Mohamed Salah from Egypt, scored a lone goal via a penalty, cool one in the second half. Alright, still talking Champions League matter, let's take you to Germany where it's Bayer Leverkusen. Yes, Bayer Leverkusen, the team team that didn't lose the whole of last season and has Nigerian top striker in the person of Victor Boniface was on fire last night as Bayer Leverkusen secured a crucial 1-0 win over Inter. Yes, Inter Milan of Italy, courtesy of a Nordi Mukini's 90th minute winner. The victory sent Leverkusen above Inter in the standings and extended their perfect home record. Yes, that's for the Bayer Leverkusen side, talking about the German club there getting the needed victory in that match against Inter Milan of Italy. Okay, moving from there, let's talk about the club from Belgium. We're looking Club Brugge. Yes, Club Brugge ended their third win of the Champions League phase with a 2-1 victory over Sporting CP. Yes, Sporting lost 2-1 to Club Brugge of that says like saying Belgium versus Portugal, and Belgium having the upper hand. It was Club Brugge 2, Sporting CP 1, and Gani Gatamo gave the visitors a 10-minute lead, but Club Brugge fought back to secure the win. Elsewhere, let's take you to France, where Paris Saint-Germain got back to winning ways with a comfortable 3-0 spanking of Salzburg, and it was a Desire Douze scored and provided an assist as Paris Saint-Germain secured a convincing victory. Meanwhile, Bayern Munich also secured an emphatic victory as they hammered Shakhtar Donetsk 5-1 in their backyard. Oh, very sad commentary for Shakhtar there, but it was a spanking by a very good side. Talking about Bayern Munich on that night, was superb. 5-1 in favor of the German Giants there. Also moving on, Ross Barkley, late deflated driver, and Aston Villa, their fourth win of the league phase as they edge RB Leipzig 3-2 away from home. So action continues. On Wednesday, teams will intensify their push for sport in the knockout phase. All right, that's some update as regards to what's playing out. And still talking Champions League, just for you to know, the man called Ademola Lookman also got in the act as Atlanta forward. Ademola Lookman was named man of the match despite their 3-2 defeat to Real Madrid in the Champions League on Tuesday night. Lookman scored again for the Serie A side, but it was just a consolation goal as they lost for the first time in the competition this season. The Nigerian international scored in the 65th minute to make it 3-2, and Madrid had scored 3 Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, and Vinicius Junior. Atlanta sit in the 9th place on 11 points in the league table. They will round off the league phase against Sturm Graz at home and away to Barcelona. That's some update as regards the Champions League. We'll go for a quick break. When we return from the break, we'll be looking at 2030 FIFA World Cup. 3 continents spark climate concerns ahead of the 2030 World Cup. These and other stories we'll be looking at on today's edition of the program Talk Sport, as I also introduce my guest who is in the wings waiting. Stay with us. Alright, welcome back from that long break. After the first 45 minutes of football match, we have extra 5 minutes to refresh. Alright, welcome back. We're still talking sport on Global Television, and I've got my guest who just joined us while we were on that break. We've got David, a long time joining us in the live studio. He's excited because last night was the UEFA Champions League. How would you rate Atalanta versus Real Madrid? Did they live up to expectations?
They lived past expectations.
Oh boy!
In my own review, as in the game was like a final. You understand? In a group stage game, you understand? I enjoyed the game from the beginning of the game till the end. As in short, from the kick of the game, it was an attacking game from the beginning. And the likes of Kylian Mbappe, you understand, scoring his.
Did he finally break the?
Yes, his second goal. I think second goal for the in Champions League for Real Madrid. A superb superb game. But in all, I have to give kudos to our man, Ademola Lookman. The guy
has he shown that he's still a player for the big occasions?
Because he's bigger than Atlanta. That's why I feel right now. I feel Ademola Lookman should be like in a team that will be competing for the Champions League every season, because he has earned that right. As in yesterday he was the man of
the match. He won the man of the match. Okay. As in
towards the dying ends of the game, you understand, he had the chance to give them the win. You understand? It's just that what's his name? What's this guy's name? There's one other player that refused, did not poach the ball well. If not, it would have been a 3-3 game. It would have been even been a 4-3 game. Ademola Lookman was out of this world yesterday, and it was proud for all Nigerians. You understand? It was a pride for all Nigerians to watch. You understand? Him showcase that kind of talent in a big stage as the UEFA Champions League, and again against European giants. That's Real Madrid. I was in love with Lookman's play yesterday. He was my man of the match. Regardless of the scoreline, he was a player to watch. And also Kylian Mbappe, he was subbed off
injury worries.
Due to injury worries. I think due to the fact that Vinicius. I was telling a friend of mine yesterday before the match. I was like, before this game, I was giving the win to Atlanta due to the fact that
Vinicius will be missing.
Yes, he will be missing. But when I saw Vinicius and the starting lineup, I was like, no, bro. This game is a Vinicius game. It's a Real Madrid game, because Vinicius brings this new style to that left wing that no one has seen in a while. You understand? It's like a prime Robinho or what should I call it? A Frank Ribery or Robinho. You understand? He can dictate the play from that left hand side, and that's so brilliant.
And he's coming, but you can't stop him.
No. That's the most important part of his football. It's like his trickery is unmatched. You understand? It's as if there's where he does it like frequently, that don't worry, if he just do a little bit of small skills, like he's off, like 2-3 players are off. As in, is superb to watch. I think he was robbed by the Ballon d'Or for them not giving him that Ballon d'Or this last year, because it clearly shows that Real Madrid were missing. They were missing what they call it,
Vinicius
Junior, and it really showed in that match. And I was happy.
Looking at the game, can we say the Galacticos are back for good in terms of back to winning ways? And would you say Carlo Ancelotti has probably found back his mojo?
No. I won't say they are back, because as it is right now, they're actually shaky. You understand? Because the likes of Toni Kroos, Toni Kroos leaving that what they call it, that midfield area.
Yeah.
You understand? It has really create
vacuum.
a very big dent in that their attacking flow, because what Toni Kroos brings to the team is that he brings that sense of advancement into
and he's rock solid.
Yes,
he's defensive minded also, in as much as he's attack.
Also defensive minded. So that particular drive, that particular switch of play. You understand, that particular hold up.
And he's got a killer passes.
Yes, killer passes. You understand. It has not been seen of in that Real Madrid squad. And the likes of Valverde, you understand, taking the new jersey of that's the former jersey of Toni Kroos. I think due to the fact that there's a lot of injury problems around the Real Madrid squad. They haven't really allowed him to showcase in that number 10 position, you understand. He needed another putter, you understand, a telling striker, a striker that can poach, you understand, a striker that can create,
who's forceful also, because he need that
out of nothing, because the likes of Ademola Lookman is a creator, you understand. He's someone that can create from the left hand side, you understand, also drive from the right hand side. So I think if they can give him a little bit of support, a more clinical poacher, someone that can hit the goal, that can create something, I think that will help them very, very well. Then in their defensive midfield, I think they need one defensive midfielder, because the likes of their defenders coming into their midfield to help in the defense when they're attacking is not really as strong. Because yesterday we could see that if you watch the Bellingham goal, the Bellingham goal was like a what they call it.
Sloppy.
Yes, between those defenders. So if there's a very balanced defensive midfielder
who's going to take charge of that
thing, I think that's what Atlanta is lacking for them to be a star team that will be recognized in the world of sports. You understand?
Talking about Jude Bellingham, as we wrap up that conversation, can we say Jude Bellingham is beginning to regain his shine?
Yes.
Because last night we saw him a little bit different.
Yes. If you understand something, there's what big players brings to the table. Jude Bellingham brings everything that a big player brings to the table. You understand? His hold up play is nice.
Fantastic.
His control is phenomenal. His one touch pass is up to is over the moon. But what I think is lacking in that squad was that if you notice last year, the two star men of the team were. You understand? So now with the introduction of Mbappe, now they have shifted the attention, from him. You understand? When he came, yes, his morale and his mentality moving forward and everything. Yes, he was the man of the team. You understand? Though the likes of Vinicius was good, were actually doing great before he came. But the introduction of Bellingham brought about this new chair. We have Bellingham. You understand? But now that there's an Mbappe, which everybody knows that everybody's rooting for him, that is going to be one of the best players in the world, has come into this team where Jude Bellingham is trying to shine, to come up. I think that was the mental switch for Bellingham. But I think with time, Bellingham is for me is one of the best midfielders presently now. He's the best midfielder that have come out from England, and I think he's going to reproduce that same form. You understand that he had last season, with Real Madrid, and hopefully he does that earlier than later, so that at least they can help the Galacticos move forward. You understand? That's what I feel.
All right, let's move on to another big talking point. We're talking FIFA 2030 World Cup, and the 2030 World Cup will send dozens of football teams and others of fans crisscrossing the globe for matches on 3 continents, sparking alarm over the environmental cost An announcement on the 2030 and 2034 World Cups will be made on Wednesday, with the expectations of a dramatic expansion of geographical footprint and with the planet hitting greenhouse gas emissions. While Saudi Arabia is the lone candidate for the 2034, Morocco, Spain and Portugal have formed a joint bid for the 2030 tournament, with Uruguay, Argentina and Paraguay each also set to host a match. Gouze of the Center of Sport Law and Economics at the University of Limoges said FIFA has a moral responsibility to integrate climate concerns into its tournament plans. Instead, he said it had proposed World Cups that are ecologically aberration when an event is spread over sites thousands of kilometers. Teams and potentially hundreds of thousands of their loyal fans have to travel by plane. The three matches in Argentina, Uruguay and Paraguay are to mark the
100th anniversary of the event, which are done to the Montevideo community. Meanwhile, FIFA is keen to support access to football across different parts of the world. This must be a huge concern, and doesn't really make sense. We've got Portugal, Morocco, Spain on one hand, and we're looking at Paraguay, Uruguay, Argentina for the sake of marking the 100th year of the World Cup. Must we go that route?
I think
the distance is
actually far. You understand? It's actually not what they call it, not considered. If in my own opinion, my own personal opinion, I think if a country is supposed to host the World Cup, I don't think it's supposed to be a joint, collaboration, in hosting, the World Cup. I think a particular country is supposed to be able to have the facilities, and everything that they need to host, a World Cup. I think the spread of, I think it's not for me. I've not entertained such news before, and I won't, because it's not something that should be heard of. If Portugal wants to host the World Cup, I think they have a lot of stadiums. I think they have a lot of facilities to at least to host it. Then instead of if Argentina wants to host it, I think they have a lot of stadiums there.
Or if they want to put it in South America, let it be in South America. Yes. Since they want to recognize the 100th year of the World Cup, then let it be Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay. We know we're in South America. Or we stay with Morocco, Spain and Portugal because they are in the same region. They're very close.
Very close. Then instead of you saying shift
three matches there,
then in Portugal and Morocco and the rest, it doesn't make any sense. I think it's just.
Do you think FIFA is putting more of the financial interest?
Yes. I think they want to use this 100 World Cup stuff to generate unnecessary funds. You understand? Unnecessary funds, yes, because they only have a lot of money. You understand? This one is just like taking it intercontinental. You understand? Whereas it's not supposed to be like that. You understand? If South America wants to host the World Cup, okay, let it be in South America alone. If Europe wants to host the World Cup, let it be in Europe alone. Not South America will host 2-3 games. Then so Portugal will now host 2-3 games. Then Morocco will now have what's up? It's too.
In terms of the flight schedule, wouldn't that also be a very disturbing issue?
Yes.
Because there are likely to be flight cancellations,
postponements. Yes, you understand, and other things. Now they haven't put all this into consideration. What they are what they're out for is like, okay, they want to make
financial benefit.
Apart from the financial benefit, they want to make it a global, kind of sports kind of thing. Yes, and we know football is a global sport already. You understand, but you switching the attention from here to here. It just feels like you are like a child trying to play around the whole amusement park before you leave. Whereas you can have fun in one place, you understand, and be okay. So I think the FIFA should reach.
Do you you think member countries can put a stop to this, and will this affect Infantino's ratings and probably chances if he wants re-election again?
Well, I think the countries that might help in stopping it are already involved in the World Cup. You understand, in the conversation. So it will be really hard if other people speak out. They will.
Well, England is a very strong force.
Yes.
If they are not in support, Germany, France, are we not likely to get the backing of other nations?
No, but if you critically look at the countries involved, you understand, the South Americans, and also
those are the three key countries: Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay. Those are
football, you understand, countries.
The founding fathers there.
Yes, in the South Americans, you understand, over there, and also what they call it in Europe, Portugal, Spain, and what they call it, them shifting to Morocco. You understand? So
to bring the African continent.
Yeah. So if you check it, critically, the Spaniards and the Portuguese, they are all in support of this joint bid for the World Cup. You understand? But the likes of England, Germany, France also. And then let's say which other country are more vocal in the sporting world? I think Germany. I think they will not really feel it because they are closer. You understand, to most of these countries. You understand, so it will be an easy fit for them to just travel there, watch the game or participate and go forward. But I think if the FIFA will hear any complaint, I think it will be the complaint of other bodies, you understand, that will say, okay,
Asia and Africa,
and especially Asians and Africans, you understand, if they can come up together and say we can't do this, because if you check it, most of those teams don't even have the facilities to even be traveling out, and you understand, because most of them have not even paid their bonuses and their wages, you understand. So if we check that critically, I think the bid for the joint World Cup, I don't think it should be a conversation to be held. If you want to do it in a continent, let it be done let it be held in the continent. If you want to do it in a country, let it be held in the country. I don't think the switching of venues will help the players and also the team.
The travel lag and the fatigue too.
The jet lag and
jet lag,
yeah. So I don't think, in my own opinion, I don't think it's a good fit.
All right, we hope FIFA and Infantino will do the right thing, because already we've got the analysis coming out to say the environmental difference is also a very strong factor, and says the proposed World Cup an ecological aberration. So that could be a very strong grounds for FIFA not to continue suit. Let's take it to Spain now, where we've got some big stories coming out about the Catalan giant. Barcelona could lose their £51 million summer signing for free in January. It has emerged the club continue to have financial issues of the field, and in the race against time to raise funds or risk losing the midfield star for nothing when the winter window opens. Dani Olmo, who was one of the stars of Spain's Euro 2024 winning campaign in the summer, joined Barca from German side RB Leipzig on a 6-year deal. Though had issues being registered at that time, the Catalans announced a partnership with the club's hospitality provider Aremark. A deal that reportedly brought in around £34 million. However, it wasn't what they needed to raise more, and eventually did so through their partnership with Nike. It has been reported, however, that by Mundo Deportivo, that the 26-year-old is only registered for the first half of the season, and his side once again have a fight on their hands to secure his services for the second half. In total, he has played 12 times for his new side this season, scoring 6 goals and helping them to the top of the La Liga table. It was reported at the start of the season that Barca accepted a 6-month registration for Olmo as a compromise. Do you think Barcelona is being too greedy? Let other teams have such a player, and is Olmo doing his career any good with such deals?
I think me personally, I don't like the fact that Barcelona are behaving such way. You know, a big team, you understand, with a very big reputation.
Yeah.
You know, they are doing half buy, half sell, half regain, half wage. All these things are not necessary now in this game of football. I know, yes, you will have some outstanding debt or some things that you guys need to put in place, but this is a player that has been helping you guys, you understand, as you should. He has been putting in the work. Right from the Euros, you understand, the Euros, and Olmo was one of the shortest players around the globe. Yes, you understand, around the globe. Every big team was looking for this particular player to sign. Now even he came with money. I didn't want to sign him. Now we're hearing that the signing was just for only 6 months. Who signs a player for only 6 months and gives him jersey and everything?
Well, do you think the player on his own part was not strategic?
Apart from that, he was driven by the brand and the level of height that Barcelona has attained over the years. So if a team of Barcelona comes for you and probably you have already fancied them before in a younger stage of your career, I think you jump into the deal, not even what do you call it?
Thinking of the consequences
or repercussions later. So I think that's in that own view. I think Barcelona should get their act right. They should get their system right and try and get this almost deal sorted out and done, because almost is a very, very important key to this Barcelona. If you watch Barcelona game, whenever Olmo is in the team, he brings another different,
dimension to the game. He brings a different push to the game. He's a different player. He's a very, very aggressive player. He's a very, very, very really skillful.
Yes, very, very forward-minded player too. Also, so I think that deal needs to be worked out well if they want Olmo to remain in that thing. And Barcelona to please stop all this half by half all those things. Yeah, people are big boys. You should not be behaving like that.
We're going to take the last story before quite a wrap on today's edition. The special one is in the news this morning. Jose Mourinho has insisted that he wants justice as the former Manchester United boss continued his back and forth with Pep Guardiola over Manchester City's 115 Premier League charges. Guardiola had stirred Mourinho last week after comparing himself to the Portuguese manager after raising 6 fingers to the Liverpool crowd during a Man City's Premier League defeat at Anfield. Mourinho had held up 3 fingers near the end of the Manchester United reign in 2018 in response to mounting criticism, and Guardiola said maybe they are similar, but he won 3 and I won 6. That provoked Mourinho, who preferred to the 115 Premier League charges of financial impropriety that City are facing. Guardiola later stressed that he had been joking before adding Mourinho to a huge list of who wants the team in the League One or the Conference. Mourinho has now offered his latest response to Guardiola with the now Fenerbahce boss stating that he does not want to see Man City relegated, but insisted he is seeking justice. Okay, where do you go from there? But do you think Mourinho is quite right?
I actually feel that Manchester City, they are supposed to be probed a lot. You understand? Because if you check earlier this season, last season, when they gave Everton,
yes,
they sanctioned for over 9 points,
and they deducted points.
Yes. Yeah. And mind you that the charges against Everton were just 12 charges. Unlike Manchester City, which they have reached over 115. Now, with what I'm hearing in the news, that the total amount of charges altogether rounded up is over 130 charges. 130 charges, and you're a big flight, you're a top flight team in the league. It's not supposed to be accepted. So,
do you think it's the money or the status of Man City that is making it difficult for the Premier League to, deduct points from them or hit them?
It is the money. it is the money, it's not the status, because they are not as decorated as the likes of Manchester United, Arsenal, or even Chelsea. You
Sure.
Yes, in the Premier League. I think is the amount of funds and the amount of of resources they have put into the league. You understand, that is making it seem like the Premier League cannot sanction them for this their charges. These are breaches
of fair play.
Of fair play. And me, actually, I feel that if the Premier League FA does not sanction Manchester City, that means the FA, they are biased. They have something behind them. They have something that they're hiding. You understand? Because if a team like Everton will have lesser charges, not even up to 100, not even up to 50, and they will be points from them. You understand? And also sanction them. I think Manchester City should be given the same judgment. Yes, the same judgment. I think give them a lot of charges. You understand? Sanction them, if possible. Give them the dock points. If possible, send them to the League 1 or League 2. You understand? Let them feel how it is. Then if they want to come up again, no wala, they can come up. But let justice be served. So I'm going to side on this
one. Let's end on a very interesting theory note. As an assistant referee was consoled by RB Leipzig manager Marco Rose, as well as a number of his fellow officials after Aston Villa 3-2 win over the German side on Tuesday night. Alessandro Gialatini was moved to tears as the final whistle at the Red Bull Arena marked his final game as an official. The 49-year-old has been a regular on European and international circuit for a number of years. The Italian is a Serie A official and helped oversee almost 170 matches during his time on the sidelines. Gialatini could be seen crying at the conclusion of the match as both set of players and staff shook hands. He was brought into warm embrace by Rose and could also be seen in discussion with the German boss. We hardly see this with most times it's about the players, but for the referee assistant to also be crying, it tells you they're also part of the game.
Yes. Is the love of the game.
The
love of the game. This kind of flights is something that we all love to see in the game of football. You understand? It shows that even those on the touchline, even those on the sideline are also appreciated. You understand? Are also involved in the game play. You understand? So him breaking down, in tears after
how much is
appreciating his last game on the sideline. I think it was an emotional feat for everybody around them. As you can see,
very unusual.
very unusual. Even sometimes some referees that are trying to retire, they don't even cry. You understand? But this one is like he has a passion, for the game. You understand? And given the fact that he has seen over 170 games. You understand? I think that's a huge deal for him. You understand? That's a huge flight for him, and I wish him very, very big, success in his retirement. You understand? And hoping for the best, and hoping we can get more sidelines.
All right, Gialatini. That's on that note. We want to say congratulations to Gialatini for retiring and for all the nice memories he has also given us with his calls, whether right or wrong calls. And also, it's always a pleasure having David a long time in the studio. He's amazing when he does his analysis. One of my favorite analysts here. He does a yeoman's job. Makes football look easy, like Messi will do to football. Thank you for being in the studios.
Thank you very much for having me.
Alright, that's how we come to wrap on today's edition of the program Talk Sport, and hopefully tomorrow we're going to be here again to give you big stories making the rounds, and I'll give you all the exciting stories. Hopefully, I don't know if a long time we'll be able to make it here. Always a pleasure having him in the live studios. My name is Anthony Mamodu, the King of Sport. Good morning.